What's up YouTube? This is Papercan. Welcome back to my Dwarf Fortress tutorial. This is episode number 5, and in this episode we are mostly going to be focused on getting our farming and food industry set up. So I'm going to go down a level here, and as you can see I took the liberty of using our mine designation and just mining out a couple rooms here. I'm going to unpause the game, get my miners down there to dig it out. And the good thing about this area right here is if I hit K, I can go over here and I see that this is a loamy sand cavern floor, and anything that has clay or sand you can farm on it without having to irrigate it. Now if you wanted to farm on rock, for example, what you would have to do is you would have to basically flood out that room with water, and that would leave sand deposits on the floor, and then it would be suitable for farming on. Fortunately for us, we do not have to do that right now. I may do it later on just to give you an example. So my dwarves work in there. I'm going to pause the video and we'll be back when they finish mining that room out. Alright, we're not quite done mining that room out right now, but I did get a notification on the bottom that Wolverine is no longer enraged. I don't know if you can see that, but it's all the way down here. And what that is Dwarf Fortress will actually give you announcements on things that are important. And if you want more information on that, we have a hotkey over here. A is view announcements, so I'm going to hit A right now. You can see we have a couple notifications here. Apparently there was a Wolverine around, and Wolverines can be dangerous, but it doesn't seem like he's bothering my guys too much. One of my guys was trying to store an item in a stockpile and saw that Wolverine and just ran for the hills. I'm going to hit escape. Alright, and they're just about finished mining out our 2 rooms here that we're going to be used for farming. But I figured I would let you see how to mine out another room. I'm going into mine designation here, and I'm gonna dig out a couple more rooms here. So there's one, 12 by 12. And there's another. And this right here is going to be our hallway. So this light area right here is now designated to be mined out. There would be no way for them to actually reach these 2 rooms here. I would have to designate a little doorway to be mined out as well, but that's just a waste of time right now. I'm not going to be using these 2 rooms because this right here, these 2 rooms will be plenty of space for us to get our farming industry off the ground. In fact, probably too much space. In the beginning, you probably want to start off with one big room like this. It's recommended you have 1 farm plot per dwarf in your fortress. So this will be more than enough since we only have 7. And how we are going to make a farm is we are going to go into the building menu, just like we made our workshop. So hit B for building, and then the shortcut for farm plot is actually P. And we are not going to be drawing a box this time. It's a little weird. We're going to be using U, M, K, and H to expand this, this little green X. So you can see it's getting bigger. This room is actually too big, but we will just stick it right here in the middle and hit enter. And now this area has been slatted for a farm construction, and someone with the farming labor enabled is going to come over here and start working on that. So let's hit escape. First of all, let's go hit Q for building tasks and preferences. So it tells us right here, waiting for construction. It requires someone who has the farming fields labor. And there he is right now. And you see he's building the farm. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get our other ones set up. And like I said, you don't have to start with this much farmland. In fact, it's probably a little bit too much for our one dwarf to handle, especially because he doesn't have a whole lot of skill in farming as of yet. Alright, and I guess he's finished with that, so hit Q, go over here, and what you have to do before the farming can commence is we have to choose the plants that are going to be planted there for each season. So if I hit A, you can see that spring is highlighted, B for summer, C for autumn, and D for winter. It's very common for people to start off with plump helmets year round. The good thing about plump helmets is that they can be used for eating. They can also be distilled into alcohol. So you can use your plus and minus here. I'm going to hit enter on plump helmets. I'm going to hit B for summer, go down to plump helmets, C, plump helmets, and D, hey, plump helmets. Hit escape, and that field is ready to rock and roll. He's working on the second one there. I'm going to pause the game. I'm going to mine out another room. I'm going to cut the video for a minute, and I will be right back. Okay, and I have just finished mining that out. A good thing that I just remembered that I should note is that when you select a designation on your designation screen, you don't have to use the keyboard. You can actually use the mouse, but I usually do not. And I just want to get rid of what I just drew on there, so I'm going to hit X for remove designation, move my cursor over here, draw a box around it, and now that's gone. So let's resume the game here. What is going to happen is these 4 rooms right here on the top, they're going to be farming plots, and the big one underneath it is going to be a stockpile for food, basically unprocessed food. The little room on the left of that going to make a kitchen, and the room on the right is going to be a still. And so in that way we will have our stockpile for all our resources close to the farm, so they won't have don't have to go far to drop it off. And the people who are turning those unprocessed food products into finished goods are not going to have to walk very long to get to those materials either. So while that's going on, I'm going to go up here. You can see all the beds now that we have in our stockpile. I'm going to go ahead and designate some plants to be gathered now that wood is not so much of a priority. Let's go over this area here, gather plants, and chop down trees. There we go. Keep them busy there. You can see on the upper right I have 2 idlers, which I guess is not too bad. It's not too good either though. Still taking stuff out of the cart there. I'm actually going to go ahead and deconstruct that now. So let's hit Q for building preferences and tasks. Go over here to our cart. I'm going to hit X for remove building, and now it's slatted for removal. I'm going to hit escape. And the thing about the wagon is it is automatically set as a meeting place, and what that means is that when dwarves are idle, they'll sort of hang around there, and I don't really want them to hang out there too much anymore because it's kind of far away from everything else that we're doing. So let's go down and see what's going on. Okay, we just got a notification. Digging designation canceled, damp stone located. And what that means is this tile right here is adjacent to a water tile. And it gives you this notification because sometimes if you continue and mine that tile, you could cause a flood. But what I know is that it's damp because if we go up 1 Z level, you can see this this little pool of water right here, and that is not actually going to be a problem for us. Unfortunately, this is going to be a pain in the ass because when you unpause it, he's going to ignore the tile that he saw that was damp. But you can open up your designations and hit mine again, and the second time he will actually mine out the tile. You see, he found another one now. And he's, you can see that he's blinking. My miner on the right there, it says Z. He's actually sleeping. I don't blame him. Poor guy, we don't have any beds yet. Forgot to make a doorway for these right here. So let's mine out one square. There we go, now they can get in there. And I think that is plenty of beds for now. I'm going to go over to the workshop. I'm going to hit C for cancel current task. We don't really, actually what we could do is, now that we don't need beds, we could have him start making barrels, because barrels are very important for the food industry. That is what we're going to be storing our booze and food in. So I'm going to go to barrel and hit repeat, and now he's going to be working on that instead. Let's go up to our second farm plot here. Let's see, we already have plump helmets going year round. Let's do some sweet pods in spring, some sweet pods in summer, and you see there's no sweet pods available in autumn, so let's just do extra plump helmets, and no sweet pods in winter, so we'll do plump helmets then too. Escape, and that farm plot is ready to go. Okay, dam stone located again. It is because of this pool of water now. So we'll just unpause it. And they're unfortunately just going to keep finding these dam stone that they're going to ignore the first time around, but we'll just redesignate it to be mined out again. In the meantime, let's go up here. Let's build our second workshop, a mason's workshop. So I'll hit B for building. I'm going to hit W for workshop. I'm going to hit M for mason's workshop. And I'm going to put it next to the carpenter's workshop here. I'm going to choose siltstone. And now someone with masonry is going to go over there and they will begin construction on that. You can see our wagon's been dismantled and whatever goods are there are left behind. Still working on that. There we are, there's our mason. He's building his workshop and he's done. Hit Q and go over here, and I'm going to add a new task. And what I want him to start making, I guess I want him to start making blocks. And blocks are basically a nicer form of stone. Is this necessary? No, this is absolutely not necessary. But when I rebuild my workshops inside, I want them to be made out of blocks instead. It does increase the value a little bit. So I'm going to go blocks and I'm going to hit R for repeat. So he will be working on that. Okay, our rooms are all mined out. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a stockpile. As you remember, the hotkey is P. And this is going to be for all our food. So let's go down to, let's see, F is the hotkey for food. I'm going to go ahead and pretty much fill up this whole area for now. Hit enter. And here is our stockpile for food. Let's hit escape and go to Q. And go to change settings. And if we go hover over food, we can see all the specific types of food that they are going to put in here. So meat, fish, unprepared fish, drinks. I don't actually want them to put drinks in here, so I'm going to hit, oops, I'm going to hit F for forbid. No drinks. I don't want cheese. I don't want seeds. And pretty much everything else is fine. But I want it to be kind of all the raw food that needs to be prepared. And you can see, oops, that if all the way on the bottom right it says prepared food and the shortcut is U, so I could hit, I want to turn that off because I don't want them to keep prepared food in this area. Let's go ahead and hit escape. Gonna go to buildings, and we are gonna build another workshop, and this is going to be a still. The hotkey is L. So let's hit enter. And I think I'm gonna put that one right here. And you can see I have siltstone blocks. I'm going to build it out of that. And we're going to build another workshop. We're going to build a kitchen. The hotkey is Z. Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense there, but and our kitchen is going to go there. It is also going to be made out of siltstone blocks. I'll hit escape. Oops, and pause, and here we go. Let's open up our dwarf therapist here. I'm not sure that anyone actually has the cooking skill enabled. And yes, we have one cook and brew. Yeah, that's right. I remember now. We made our one guy to be the cook and the brewer. This Wolverine is just pissing everyone off. You can see, look at that right there on the bottom. He's enraged and he's just chasing my dwarves around. This is why you want to get everyone in as soon as possible. You shouldn't be screwing around like I am. Look at that, the dog is running up there. He's attacking the Wolverine. And that's why you get dogs. There we go. Stockpile is all made up. Starting to store food in there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Q. I'm going to go into our master stockpile here up top. Go into settings, and I'm going to take away all the things that I want to be stored inside now. So it was all these things. It wasn't drinks though. So we'll permit those. No seeds. And everything else is going to be stored inside now. Okay, our still is not made yet, but our kitchen is ready. So I'm going to hit add new task. I'm going to hit prepare easy meal, and I'm going to put that on repeat. And this is pretty much everything you need to know to get your food industry set up. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this episode for now. Thank you for watching. Please leave me a comment. If this video helped you out, please give me a like. Thank you very much.